Hello, Ian Marsh here, author of The Inconvenient Truth About Business Success. Today I'm going to talk to you about two different people. One courageous lady and a husband whose wife has lost faith in him. Stay tuned, this is a very important episode. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to reveal to you the one thing that will determine your success or failure in life. And to do this I'm going to use two real life individuals. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Basically I haven't asked their permission. But what I need to do is get this lesson across to you. It is so important. So I'm going to tell you a story about this young lady that emigrated from England because her husband encouraged her to. And he landed her in Australia with two children, and after a very short time they separated. So this young lady was left there with relatively no income and two children and no decent way to provide for herself. And then I'll tell you about another individual who is an architect and who has been in business for quite a while and has many skills that he's developed. If you like, learned some street smart skill sets because he's been to the school of hard knocks. So he's been in the trenches. Now, these two individuals both want the same thing. They both want to achieve financial freedom. They both want to have a life that they feel they're in control of, and they actually want to be able to enjoy the material things that they feel they deserve in life. And so this lady had tried a number of ideas trying to increase her income so she could provide decently for her two children. And she hadn't worked out a way to do it until she saw me one day talking about my business advisor program and how I've helped many individuals really transform their lives by becoming a business consultant. She knew that that was the answer for her. And she approached me and asked me, could she be a consultant? And from memory, I believe I said no to her at first because she told me that what she was about to invest in the program was nearly every dollar that she had. And that was a big responsibility. But she persevered and she asked me again, applied again. So I trained her as a business consultant. Then there's another individual, very passionate about wanting to be a business consultant as well. And he did the application and I accepted him. However, reluctantly, he had to contact me and say, I'm sorry, Ian, I can't proceed. My wife won't let me do it. Now, I'm here to say to you that this is a very common occurrence, and it occurs over and over and over again. Now, whether it's a wife or whether it's a husband, this individual has, if you like, had the law laid down by his wife that he won't do the advisor training. Now, let me refer back to this young lady that was on her own and had a world of responsibility on her shoulders and did the advisor training. At the time, she was struggling to not even make $50,000 a year for herself, and she diligently studied the principles and the skill sets that I taught her. And by the time I finished training her on becoming a business advisor, I asked her what her goals were, and she said, look, I want to take my two children to Disney World to have an incredible holiday, and I want to have a home to call my own. That was 12 months ago, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I am pleased to say that this lady is heading to Disney World in approximately 3 weeks' time. And when she gets back, that house is not far away. Her income has more than tripled. She has control of her life, and she is actually a leader in her community now. That's why I'm hesitant, even though I'm sure she wouldn't mind me mentioning who she is. I don't want to really impinge on anything that's going on in her community, so I just won't share her name in public here. But this lady now has her financial future under control because she can control what's going on in her life. She knew what she wanted to do. And yet this other individual actually, if you think about it logically, had all of the trappings of making a go of being an advisor. If you say, looking at it from a betting perspective, he's probably an odds-on favourite to succeed, whereas you'd probably have this other lady is a 10 to 1 against. And yet this lady now has an incredible life, and she does what she wants and controls what she wants, and this other gentleman is still being, if you like, obstructed from doing what he would like to do, because he is very passionate. He does want to do this advisor training. Now, where am I going with this story? Well, here is the thing. The one thing that determines success or failure is decision, is being very serious about what you want, and then pursuing that, if you really believe in it, with every heart and essence of your soul. So if you know that you want to provide for your family, and that you want to have a great income, and that you want to know that there's a life better than the one that you're having at the moment because you know other people have it, then it's up to you to make it happen. It's up to you to decide to make it happen, and then to take the actions of that happening. Now, when you make these decisions, there's going to be two forces that are acting on you. One will be an internal force, and the other one will be an external force. Now, the internal force could be something along the lines of, you want to improve your skills online, perhaps. You want to learn how to market better online. And so you got two choices. You could get out of bed an hour early and study before your day begins. Study 1 hour a day. In 2 months, you'd probably be pretty cool at online marketing. Or you can stay in bed and hit the snooze button. That's an internal obstruction, if you like, a resistance. Now, there's an external resistance, and in this case, for this architect, the external resistance is his wife, saying, no, you're not going to do it. And why is his wife saying that? Well, quite simply, she's probably seen him fail at other ventures before, and so bit by bit, her belief in her husband gets less and less. There's no respect, if you like, for the other individual, and they just don't think that this other person will succeed. Now, I'm not here to judge, but I am here to ask you, person to person, what sort of a relationship is that? Now, my parents were married 7 times between them. I love both of them dearly. My father's no longer with us, but I learned a lot from seeing all of these relationships start up and break up. And one of the things that I've discovered is that you are a team, and you are there because you need to support each other. You need to believe in each other. You need to love each other. And when you are a team, when you work together, I tell you, the results are spectacular. Now, using my experience as an example, in the early years, before I started becoming street smart, believe me, I had some very heated arguments with my then love of my life, but not yet my wife, regarding the money I was investing in personal development. And they weren't nice conversations. But I believed 100% that I had to get this knowledge because I knew the life that it would create for us in the future. And so I stayed the course, and I fought that external obstruction, and I got the results that I knew I would get. So I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, are you going to be like this lady that believed in herself and believed in me, and then created the life that she wanted to have? Or are you going to be the architect that's being swayed by external forces, not being able to achieve the life that he wants, and 12 months into the future will still probably be sitting there going, why don't I have the things that I really want to have in my world? Well, the choice is yours. The decision is yours. And what I'm going to do is leave you with a very powerful ad. It's one of the greatest ads I think I've ever seen. It was by Steve Jobs. It was only aired for a very short time. Watch that at the end of this training. It is truly inspiring. And remember, you are the only reason you're not getting what you want out of life. And you can decide that you want whatever you want in life. So make it happen.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.